If you live here in the Sarasota area and you're thinking about maybe upsizing your home or downsizing, or maybe you just need a little bit different floor plan, maybe you don't want stairs anymore, talk to me because I can really help you make that transition from one home to another and coordinate the buying and selling process. So there's a few things that we can do to make this process a little bit easier and to just kind of plan and strategize. And a few things that have worked really well for my clients in the past are first, knowing your financial situation, talking to your tax advisor or whoever you use to understand if there are any tax implications of selling your property. Also getting a good idea of what you might be paying for your next property and how much you're going to get out of your current house. Getting that whole picture. I even build Excel spreadsheets with my clients sometimes to just really kind of, give a good clear picture of how this is going to work. And finding a good lender so that you can get pre-approved for your loan. Now, if you have a banker or somebody that you work with regularly, great, talk to them, shop around for some rates. If you want, I do have 3 local lenders that I use pretty regularly, and they are really good about talking you through the process as well, getting you pre-approved for the loan. If you're paying cash, then you're going to want to make sure that you have access to the accounts so that you can pull statements and we can get that proof of funds. We're going to definitely need either a pre-approval letter or a proof of funds before we go house shopping for your next house, and we'll get to that later. We're also going to want to get a good idea of what your current house is worth. So that includes me coming out to the house, us talking through what you've done to the house since you bought it and what you may need to do to get it sold. So sometimes there's just simple updates and upgrades that you can make. Sometimes it's just moving some things around. Sometimes it involves staging. I don't know till I walk in and we walk through the house together and walk around the outside of the house. And we'll talk about pricing. And I pull some very strategic reports on your neighborhood. We'll talk about what houses have sold in there, how much they've sold for, how they compare to yours, how long it takes for a house in that price range and in that neighborhood to sell. We'll discuss all of that. And also, it's a really great time to start to get an idea of the neighborhood that you're going to want to live in. So if you've driven around a lot of neighborhoods in the area and you know where you want to be, great. If not, please talk to me about it. I have written literally hundreds of blog posts on the different neighborhoods in Sarasota, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Osprey, Nokomis area. So we could literally have a 5-minute conversation and you can tell me what you're looking for and I can give you a list of neighborhoods that I think are going to be a good fit for you, and you can go drive through those and let me know which ones you really like, and then we'll keep an eye on the houses that hit the market in those neighborhoods. Next, we will list your house, and that's a whole different video, a whole different conversation, but we'll list your house and we'll get it sold. So what we do is as soon as you're under contract with a buyer to buy your house, we're going to go hit those 3 or 4 or whatever neighborhoods where you want to be. We're going to look at those houses. We're going to find you a house that is going to be a great fit for you. And we're going to be able to write an offer on that house contingent upon your house selling. Now, this is something that was really hard to do a few years ago. Sellers were just not going for that. But the market has changed a little bit and it's more of a balanced market. So we do have sellers that are okay with a contingency like that. So we write in that contingency, and then we also develop just a short-term housing plan for someplace you can go with, maybe stay with friends or family, or even a hotel or an Airbnb for a few days. And that's just sort of a backup plan just to have on the sidelines in case you need somewhere to go for a few days in between this process of simultaneously buying and selling. You may never need it. We may be able to schedule things so that you do 2 closings in one day and you don't ever have to use a temporary housing situation, but it's good to have just in case. Believe me, it will reduce your stress level tremendously. And then we close on the houses. We close on the house you're selling. We close on the house you're buying. Some people prefer to do it in one order or another. Some people say, I don't care. I just want to close on both houses as quickly, as possible. We'll get that worked out. So simultaneously buying and selling at the same time means that you don't necessarily have to strategize on the actual market conditions in the area quite so much. As I record this, it is almost summer of 2024. Currently, we are in a balanced market. So in that case, you can buy and sell in the same market and it's kind of a wash. So you might not make as much money on your home as you would like, but you're also not going to pay as much for the next property as you would have maybe a couple of years ago. As long as you talk to me about this process, about your plans, about your goals, about where you want to be, and we will put together a great strategy that's going to work for you. I'm Christine Pope, licensed real estate agent here in the Sarasota area, and I am excited to talk to you. Please give me a call, reach out to me today. The sooner we start talking, the sooner we'll get you into that home where you really want